Welcome back. One lawyer on social media, he always say, "What does the law say?" Mr. Agbaje used to say that. But let's bring in a lawyer to talk about consumers and people who do these supplies, or vendors, if you will. Mr. Inibehe is a constitutional lawyer and a rights activist. Mr. Inibehe, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Let's start straight from where the FCCPC official said. When Kayode asked him about, reviews online, he said, review is a legitimate feedback. Those were his words. So when, for instance, the bread lady, I watched that video. In fact, I did watch the video even before the incident of arrest happened. And I saw her trying to say, please, I hope this, the label is not showing, I want to spend time with my family. She was trying to be as cautious as possible. So I was surprised to hear that she was picked up by the police and all of that. And then the issue with the lady about the book, complaining about books for children. So where is the problem here? If review by law, maybe help us break that down, is a legitimate feedback by consumers, and a vendor is unhappy that his or her product was reviewed in a certain way, is arrest the first port of call? What exactly should a vendor do when you feel the review is not in your favor according to law?
Thank you. The first point I want to be clear on is that making public reviews of goods and services is lawful, legal, and permissible. The question Nigerians should ask is, these goods or products or services that Nigerians offer reviews, are they sold, marketed publicly? Are they publicly advertised? If you as a business owner advertises your business publicly, offer your goods and services publicly, people buy them from public places, you cannot turn around and say that if you patronize my goods or services and you agree or you have reservations regarding the quality and the state or even the quantity of such goods or services, the only way you can express those reservations is to contact my customer service line, reach out to the manufacturer. Don't go on social media. That simply doesn't make sense. In all these cases that Nigerians have witnessed, these goods were offered publicly. These companies advertise their goods publicly. In any event, Section 39 of the 1999 Constitution guarantees the fundamental right to freedom of expression. So this is not simply an issue of consumer rights. This is an issue that predicates on the constitutional right to free speech. So we cannot allow anyone, whether it is the police or business owners, to insinuate, let alone state on record categorically, that Nigerians should not review goods publicly or review services offered to them publicly. I will encourage Nigerians to continue to do so, and we will never accept that kind of premise. Now, should resorting to law enforcement be the first resort? It should never be an option under consideration. Under our law as at today, as I'm speaking to you this morning, there is no law in Nigeria that criminalizes products demarketing, or that says that if you demarket a product, that is even if when someone is acting out of mischief, that if you demarket a product, you are liable to criminal prosecution, or that the police can arrest you. So for the police to say that because we have received complaints, because that is what they say in all these cases, including the latest one involving Mary Queen Udoka, the mother whose son was given a book by a school in Lagos State, in Ojo in Lagos State. He went through the book, saw very obnoxious statements in the book, a passage in that book which I have put out on social media that is clearly obnoxious and worrisome, that speaks to violence, speaks to animal cruelty, and you're offering this book to nursery school pupils who are very gullible, who are very susceptible to manipulation, who have the proclivity to replicate the things that they see. And you are speaking about how an old man had a dog, stationed the dog to monitor meat, and then there was fire, the meat was destroyed. The old man decided to use fire to attack the dog. Why will you give that to a nursery to people? And the mother comes and says, my child should not be reading this. What does the author do? He runs to Zone 2 in Lagos. What does the police do? Did they even request to see a copy of the book? No. What did they do? They went after the woman. They did not find her. They arrested her neighbor. They started harassing her. In the case of Love Doshima, the woman who made a review about bread, she didn't even mention the brand. But a woman comes out and says, oh, I am Born Bread. This is my product, even though her product was not mentioned. Because I am the one identifying the product. What does she do? She sends a reaction letter to the lady on Friday. By Monday, the police were inviting her. She honors the invitation, they detain her. It took our intervention to get the IG to order her release. You are aware of the case of Choma Udoka Okoli that has been going on since 2023. I am also representing her. I cannot speak on that because it is in court. But in all these cases, what you will find is a common denominator. Institutional corruption, lawlessness, and intolerable impunity on the part of the police. What you are seeing is a case where you have a law enforcement agency that is totally misguided, that is totally unhinged regarding its statutory responsibility. The police has no business arresting a Nigerian on the basis of a negative review. Because the moment you say that I can only tolerate positive review, what you are telling the consumers, what you are telling those that are patronizing your goods or services, is that I can do whatever I want, I can sell whatever I want, and I don't want to be questioned. In civilized climes, when consumers even raise concerns, you will find vehicles being recalled. You will find goods being recalled from the shelf, from the market. But in Nigeria, they don't recall the bad goods that people complain about. They run to the police. So let the Inspector General of Police come out and tell Nigerians the law that empowers the police to arrest people for product demarketing or for giving negative reviews. Because by virtue of Section 36, sub 12 of the Constitution, nobody can be prosecuted for any act or omission except it is expressly defined as an offense under a written law that defines the offense and also prescribes the punishment. So it is embarrassing, it is shameful, I dare say. It is a shame on our country.
All right.
That in the 21st century, the police is meddling on issues that are purely civil, contrary to the provisions of the Police Act that prohibits that, contrary to the provisions of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act that allows intervention of the police in civil matters.
All right, Mr. Effiong, so there are a lot of mothers watching now and Nigerians in general. If the law guarantees that the voice of a consumer must be heard if they have a complaint, what do you recommend, especially where there's now this resort to intimidation by the manufacturers or producers of goods and services? What do you recommend if a Nigerian wants to, in fact, create awareness to protect other consumers online and post a video on the deflective nature of a product or service? Do you recommend that that Nigerian protects the brand of the product or service such that they are not intimidated by the police?
No, I cannot recommend that. And I want to be clear and I want to be quoted. And I am ready to defend this anywhere. Any Nigerian that purchases any product and is dissatisfied with that product, is aggrieved with the state of that product, is concerned about the safety, the quality of that product, please feel free, be at liberty, not only to review the product, but to reveal the identity of the manufacturer. Because like I said, these goods are sold publicly, marketed publicly, advertised publicly. There can be no basis to now insist that review must now be private. It is not a private matter because this is a matter of public interest. If, for example, you buy a commodity that is poisonous, that is injurious, that has impacted your health adversely, and you conceal that information, or you choose to address it privately, how do you now safeguard other consumers? So we cannot tolerate that kind of explanation that you should not speak about it publicly. You have a responsibility to expose the brand publicly. But please, in doing so, be accurate on the facts. Insofar as your facts are accurate, the manufacturer cannot do anything. And even if when your facts are wrong, it is not a police matter. At a minimum, they may file a civil action in tort, in a court, but to use the police to arrest any Nigerian on the basis of a review is the height of irresponsibility on the part of the police. And I am calling the new IG of police, IGP Daisu, to immediately, as a matter of national urgency, issue a directive to all police formations in Nigeria that this madness has to end, to see how ridiculous it is. About 2 weeks ago, in Ondo State, a friend called me that the wife was arrested by the police. You know what they arrested her for? She bought a turkey. The turkey was burnt. The lady went on a WhatsApp status, posted about the turkey, that the turkey was burnt. Police went and arrested her. Truly, the turkey was burnt. I had to call Showore, who spoke to the commissioner of police, because he's from Ondo State, to have this gentleman's wife released. So this is how frivolous that these matters are. In the case of Mary Udoka, I can confirm to you, I'll be going to her to Zone 2 this week, for the police to tell us why they are inviting her. In the case of Love Doshima, who reviewed a bread, I'm aware she has filed a fundamental right action. I'm aware the IG has asked the police to withdraw from the matter. But this has to end, because Nigeria will continue to be seen as a country of particular concern when the police behave as if we are still in the medieval age. It's an act of ignorance, I dare say, for the police to behave in this manner. We cannot simply tolerate this, to say that people agree with goods they purchase with their money, and then they cannot complain about it. The FCCPC, I listened to what the official said. This has persisted because it is largely a failure of an institution. If the FCCPC is up and doing, we are not supposed to be having these cases. And I have told the officials who spoke, and I intend to engage him after this conversation, that, for example, in the last 2 cases, I'm not aware that they have reached out to us. I'm not aware that the FCC has contacted us, despite the national outrage. During the tenure of Mr. Irukera, I know the effort he made when we had the Risco matter started. So I'm not sure the effort and I don't know the direction of the current FCCPC. In the case of the bread, NAFDA has not even bothered to say, oh, this matter has come to our attention. It is under review. It speaks to institutional compromise. It speaks to lack of integrity on the part of our institution. Okay. That NAFDA has not been proactive, the FCCPC has not been proactive, the Attorney General is not proactive, and the police continues to act as a busybody to collect money from business owners and then clamp down on Nigerians who are making whether positive or negative review.
All right,
there has to be an end to it.
I think that's why we're mainstreaming the conversation, because from all you've said, it appears to me that the set of people that should be spoken to and we should call out is the police, to be able to know where their limits are. The IGP, who we know pretty well, when he served in Lagos as the good guy, because RRS was very famous as the good guys here, I'm sure he's hearing and he's listening, or his proxies are listening, and they should bring this to his attention, because if somebody reviews your product and you're not comfortable, I don't know whether police is the right answer. So it looks like law enforcement agencies are not, some of them don't even understand what the law says from what you've deduced so far. But we hope this doesn't happen again. Thank you so much, Inibehe, rights lawyer and a constitutional lawyer. Thank you so much.
Always a pleasure. Thank you very much.